Hello and welcome to Sports Talk. It's Saturday, February 25, 2023. I'm your host, Daniel Blake. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're tuned in on the radio, the Love FM app, love101.org, or if you're watching on Facebook. Hello and welcome to Sports Talk right here on Love 101. Apologies for that slight technical difficulty, but this is Sports Talk. It's Saturday, February 25, 2023. I'm your host, Daniel Blake. Thank you for joining me. If you are tuned in on the app, which you downloaded in the Google Play or Apple Store, if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook on Love 101 FM's pages. If you are tuned in your internet browser on love101.org, or if you're listening the old-fashioned way on the radio 101.1 all the way to 101.9, depends on where you are on the island. I truly appreciate your company. Today, we are going to reflect on the life of a Jamaican great. We don't just have royalty in sports for track and field, for cricket, for football. We even have in basketball, and we lost one of the greats recently. Simone Edwards. She passed away following her battle with ovarian cancer. She was truly a legend, a Jamaican legend, if you ask me. She was the first Jamaican female player to play in the WNBA, playing for the New York Liberty. But her major achievement was with the Seattle Storm, where she won the WNBA title. History for a Jamaican woman and a Caribbean woman. Following her retirement in 2006, she had several coaching stints, including Jamaica's women's team that she led to the 2014 Caribbean Championship. She was also conferred with the Order of Distinction in 2017 by the government for her contribution to sports. And just last summer, she was honored at the Elite Basketball League at the National Arena. So it just goes to show, how short life can be, but she certainly lived it very well. All of her achievements and accomplishments will certainly not be forgotten. So we will hear an interview that she did, one of the last interviews she did before she passed away, with Sean Kane, where she spoke about, just her career, getting a scholarship to play basketball, and she didn't play basketball in high school, which is crazy. And to know that she eventually became a WNBA champion, that is truly historic. And also, she spoke about briefly her battle with ovarian cancer, and how it changed a lot of her perspective on life. So after the 1:15 break, you will hear all of that. All right, so let's go into the sports bits, which is the mini sports report, and then I will go into my weekly monologue. So let's start with track and field, because the Gibson Macook Relays, is currently underway at the National Stadium, with most of the preliminaries already taken place. The finals will be staged later this afternoon. Sprint legend Usain Bolt is the patron for the relays. A big feature of the meet is the rich US $50,000. Wouldn't I love some of that? Approximately 7.7 million Jamaican dollars for the 60 meters for men and women, with the winner of each race set to pocket US $10,000. Wow. All 8 finalists in both events will collect a cash prize. The likes of Johan Blake, Oblique Seville, Akeem Blake, Kemba Nelson, the Clayton twins, Tia and Tina, and others will contest the 60 meters. However, Brianna Williams reportedly withdrew from the event due to an injury precaution. Meanwhile, Sharika Jackson finished 4th in the women's 60 meters at the World Indoor Tour final in Birmingham earlier today. The reigning 200-meter world champion clocked 7.18 seconds, with British star Dina Asher-Smith winning the event in 7.05 seconds. 2019 world champion Tajay Gale jumped a season's best 8.13 meters for second in the long jump, which was won by USA's Marquis Dendy with 8.28 meters. And St. Mary's High retained their girls' title, while Titchfield High took the boys' title at the 2023 Eastern Athletics Championships at the National Stadium earlier this week. The Eastern Champs is the second of 4 regional meets ahead of the March 28 to April 1 Boys and Girls Champs. Titchfield High won the boys' title with 276 points, 40.5 ahead of second place St. Mary High, while St. Mary High easily defended their girls' title with 447 points, 152 points ahead of second place Titchfield High. The third regional meet, which is the Central Athletics Championships, will take place at GC Foster College in Spanish Town on March 1 and 2. Now some football. The Reggae Boys head coach Heimer Hallgrimson says he plans to use the upcoming fixtures to narrow down his squad and build the chemistry for the CONCACAF Gold Cup this summer. Earlier this week, the Jamaica Football Federation announced the international friendlies against Caribbean rivals Trinidad and Tobago on March 11 and 14, before playing Mexico in Group A of the CONCACAF Nations League in Mexico City on March 26. They will also play a friendly against Guatemala in New York on April 15. The Gold Cup will run from June 24 to July 16, with the Reggae Boys looking to win their first ever title. And finally, the Sacramento Kings beat the Los Angeles Clippers 176 to 175 in a dramatic encounter which became the second highest scoring match in NBA history. The point tallies for both teams were franchise records for them in the NBA. The NBA's highest scoring game, which was back in 1983, was the Detroit Pistons, who beat the Denver Nuggets 186 to 184. That's a lot of points. Russell Westbrook made his debut for the Clippers in the loss after being traded from city rivals Los Angeles Lakers. So that was the sports bits for this week. And now it's time to go into my weekly monologue, the Danialogue. All right, so I don't know if you all know, but this is probably a question for or maybe not a question, but for the men and women. You ever think about, for those in relationships, you ever think about your partner and think that you struck gold? You look around and see other relationships or other people and realize how good you got it. Yeah, I really have a good wife, or I really have a good husband, and that type of thing, because you see what's out there and you're just yeah, I really hit the jackpot. And that makes you appreciate your partner more, and you really want to invest in them because they invest in you and a lot of that stuff, right? And I think about Jamaican sports, especially these two events, in the same way, because Jamaica has the Gibson McCook Relays, which is the biggest relay carnival in the Caribbean and possibly North America, although the Penn Relays people might have something to say about that. We also have Champs, which is the biggest junior event in the world. I'd go as far as to say it's bigger than, the world under 20 championships, and those things might sound a little controversial, but countries and the territories literally envy what we have. People have flown from all over the world to get a taste of it and see how they can replicate it. How are these Jamaican high school students running so fast? Because everybody wants to produce the next Usain Bolt, the next Shelley, the next Elaine. So they come to Jamaica and they try to get a blueprint, but they haven't been able to do it. What we have is particularly unique. Everybody looks forward to Gibson relays. Everybody looks forward to champs. We have people in the diaspora who, will take leave just to come and watch champs, not to take them family on no vacation, not to do any, sightseeing or anything like that. People literally leave the US, Canada, UK, and come to watch champs. And to me, it further shows or further emphasizes that we need to invest in sports. I know that champs and Gibson and those events are well supported in terms of sponsorship and other things. But I believe other events can also reach those levels. Maybe not that extremely high level, but you look on our schoolboy football, you look on our cricket leagues, all of these sporting events that we have. If the private sector and government can really back our sporting programs, trust me, I know that, the regular listeners probably hear me say it a lot, but this is a major way to help boost our economy. We've heard about sports tourism in the past, and no one has really put enough effort into that. But just thinking about Gibson and thinking about champs and thinking that countries will do anything to have something like this, especially America, because Americans, they're very proud and they want to have the best of the best, which is why all of their competitions, when a team wins it, they call them world champions, because that's how Americans view themselves. So if we can do that with our sporting events here in Jamaica, I promise you, our economy is going to be better, or athletes or coaches, technical staff, all of those people will benefit, and we'll all be able to live even just a little better. So hoping that someone heard this or is going to forward this to the government or some important people in the private sector. Let's invest in sports. That was my weekly monologue, the Danielog. Hope that you enjoyed it. We are going into a break, but when we come back, we will hear one of the final interviews done by Jamaican basketball great Simone Edwards, who unfortunately passed away after her prolonged battle with ovarian cancer. This is Sports Talk on Love 101, so stay with us.
And adjoining communities to be a part of a mighty move of God. Come and hear victory testimonies. Come with your praise and requests. Hear the word from the anointed man of God. With special guests, Reverend Gotti and Sister Nikki. For further information, please call 876-425-9222.
Faithful Homes Decor is the best home decor store in Jamaica, with the most unique pieces and excellent customer service that cultivates an atmosphere of home away from home. Visit us at 20 Conta Spring Road, Mall Plaza, halfway tree, at shops 15 to 16U and 17 to 18U upstairs. Call us at 876-648-6566 or 861-4252. Faithful Homes Decor, providing elegance and comfort.
Sunday was made for reggae. Love. February is Reggae Month, and Love 101 is joining the Jamaica Reggae Industry Association, JAREA, with the celebration of sweet Jamaican gospel music on Sundays. All music Jamaican. Yup, folks, it's Reggae Sundays for the month of February as we celebrate our Jamaican gospel artists. Salute them, the man. Come clap your hands to the various sounds of Jamaican gospel music. It's Reggae Sundays, all music Jamaican, every Sunday in the month of February. Reggae Sundays is on the family station, Love 101.
It's the H&L Rapid True Value Month-End Sale. From February 20 to 26, get up to 75% off selected items. We have specials on building supplies like buy one, get one 50% off second item for hardboard and joint compound. Plus amazing discounts on electrical supplies, plumbing essentials, power tools, and even porcelain and mosaic tiles. That's the H&L Rapid True Value Month-End Sale. February 20 to 26. Conditions apply.
The Gospel International presents the Gospel 2023 Breaking Barriers with Orville Sutherland, Petra K, Jai Kingston, Gotti, Michael Malachi, Prince Saj, Sadra Madonna Lindsay, Ryan Davis, 2,000 pre-sold, 3,000 at the gate, high schoolers 1,000, children 10 and under free. Tickets at Murray's Jerk Hut, Tate's Pharmacy and Gibson's Petroleum. MCs Shannon Dale and Nadine Blair. The Gospel 2023, Saturday, March 4 at 7 p.m. at the Denby Showground. Gates open 5 p.m. Kingdom Culture presents The Well Encounter with Maverick City's Chandler Moore and Naomi Rain, Kevin Downswell, Harleen Davis, Rondell Positive, Rhoda Isabella. Tickets at sparopen.com/TWE22. Supermed Pharmacies, Sangster's Bookstore, 876-676-5953. Sponsored by Clear Sound, Caledonia Outdoor Advertising, Purity Chase Fund, Cleaner Communications Group, Race, KFC. Part proceeds to Food for the Poor. The Well Encounter, Saturday, March 18th, Sabina Park, 6:30 p.m.
Welcome back to Sports Talk here on Love 101. It is 1:17 here in Kingston, Jamaica. No, Simone Edwards, former Jamaica and Seattle Storm player in the WNBA, unfortunately passed away following a prolonged fight with ovarian cancer. She was 49 years old. Nicknamed the Jamaican Hurricane because of her tenacity and dominance, Forbes was the first Jamaican player to play in the WNBA, playing for the New York Liberty and the Seattle Storm, where she won the WNBA title. After retiring in 2006, she served as assistant coach at Radford University and George Mason University before coaching the national women's team to a 2014 Caribbean Championship. In 2017, she was conferred with the Order of Distinction, from the government for her outstanding service to sports. Now, in one of her final interviews done with Sean Kane, Edwards spoke about breaking barriers, her successful career, and even her fight with ovarian cancer. But first, she spoke about receiving a scholarship to the USA despite not playing basketball before leaving Jamaica.
Yes, you know, the start of it was rough because I had to learn the game within 1 year to get that scholarship. Mm-hmm. So you know how much work I had to put in every day after school. I had to put on the weekends, just working. And it went, once I got there and started, everything just blew up. You know, I left that school, I got Hall of Fame. I was on the Hall of Fame board at that school, broke a few records. So I'm just thankful. It started right from there.
So did you ever feel at any point like, you know what did I get myself into? Let me just head back to Jamaica. I'm done.
Yes, the first year, I was struggling because, you know, you're talking about this young kid, you know, who grew up in poverty. I didn't have any warm clothes. I didn't have a lot of money. I remember leaving Jamaica with 100 US in my hand. That's all my family could afford to give me. And, you know, that's supposed to serve you, you know, and you're a young female, so you need all the products that you need and everything else. And so there was a point, and I wasn't close to any stores. You know, in Jamaica, you have a store across the street, or you can go down the road and shop. You have 2 mangoes on the tree or some other fruit, you know. I'm close to University of West Indies, so I used to raid their campus, plums, mango. And then I'm in a spot now in Oklahoma where there's no fruit trees, there's no stores close by, I have no vehicle. And when the winter time hit, you know, and I was so cold. So at one point I was like, I'm going back home. But I never ever really wanted to go back home. It's just a cry for help. Like, you know, somebody got to help me here.
Yeah. Bring some sunshine here.
Yes, not only some sunshine, bring some fruit tree, bring some food, bring something. Because, you know, you get, during the week, when you're in school, you could go to the cafeteria. But on the weekend, the cafeteria is closed. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's hard, and I didn't like hungry. You know, Jamaica, even though you're poor, I never really stay hungry because, like I say, you know, go somebody yard or, you know, you pick a mango off a tree or something, but or you sell 2 bucks and buy a piece of bread with butter in between it and have a banana and stuff. There's something, but there was nothing there, and that was hard.
So Simone, where you learn all them things? Who tell you them things? You come talking about sell 2 bucks and buy a piece of bread and all that. What you know about them things?
We are talking about, man. Hey, I was a hustler when I was little, you know, man. I used to go on university campus and pick mango and plum. We pick pear off of the tree and we used to sell it. I used to sell those, and then I used to gather bottles. There are a few kids, I remember their mother was dying, and I used to sell and then take them to the oak garden, and we have picnic there. So we'll buy, and you know, we run boat too, you know, we put it as young, you know, we run boat. We have the tin can, because they wouldn't let us use the real pot, and we run boat. So it was so good, just, you know, growing up that way. So I learned to survive, and that's what helped me when I went overseas, to tell you the truth. That part, the survival tactic.
Well, as you take us back overseas, I'm just keen to understand, when you heard the news that you got the scholarship, what thoughts went through your mind? How did you feel?
Oh my God, it's like winning $1 million. I'm not even gonna think about it. Here I am, I was only a track athlete. I started netball late, like near the end of kids. So it wasn't really my thing, but I was doing track all my life. And this guy just offered me a scholarship because I'm tall and athletic. Say, learn the game within a year and we give you a scholarship. So to me, that was like, yo, this is a way out of poverty. You know, this is my escape. So I'm going to put everything in. So of course, when somebody offers you a scholarship, you know, when you're in that position, it means the world to you. Like, my God, this is my way out. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was like I said, winning $1 million for me.
Mm. So how about culture shock? Was there any element of that? Like the language, it sounded different to you? I'm used to everybody saying, yo, Simone, come over here, so now we are going. And then you hear, hello, Simone. Well, I'm just trying something here. I don't know, it probably sounds a bit.
No, you hear. What you hear when you go over there is, hi, young lady, are you from the land of Jamaica? How Jamaica, they're running on the street? Yeah. And I'm looking like, huh? I mean, it was, and here was the thing. I'm in Seminole, Oklahoma, right? Nice folks, cowboys and Indian. And you know, growing up, I only had a black and white TV at the start, right? And when you watch the Martinez, cowboys and Indian, and you always see, you know, the cowboys and then the Indian scalping and everything, you know, you just see, that's where you learn about cowboys and Indian, from the TV shows, right? Which is not really where you should, but
Clint Eastwood.
Right. So I'm there, yeah, and all I see are these Indians, and I'm staring at them because the features are the same, you know? And then I'm seeing people walking around in cowboy hat and stuff, and I'm like, and accent, oh my goodness. I'm like, huh? What are you doing today? You want to go for the ride? How you doing, young lady? And I'm like, you know, so that was, and what got me really was one day I'm coming from, because my dorm is across the street from the school, right? So I'm coming across, all of this something looking at my head and a few things, and ice fall from the sky. I'm feeling it, and you know, I didn't know anything about hail. You know, it's just the first time, and I see like this big hail coming from the sky, and I didn't know what to do. I ran back to the room, and I wouldn't come out. And I'm like, this is not right. You know, ice falling from the sky. So there were a few things that were just culture shock. It was just so different, but it was just exciting to learn all about it.
But your ears, did they take a little while to get used to that sound? Hello, young lady. Did they take a little while to get used to it?
No, it's still even hard until now. It's just so, I got sucked into that culture so much because I was two-stepping not so long after that and singing cowboy songs, with them. But it's still kind of hard. Mm-hmm. But I know it was hard for them with my accent too. So, so it was like, But but that accent until now will get you. The ones who have the strong, Southern accent always get you too.
Right. And did you feel at any point you went anywhere, you were in the midst of all these different people, you just felt different, like you were the odd one out, or they made you feel that way?
You know what? I'm thankful because the people in Seminole, Oklahoma are really nice. I didn't experience anything that I would say like, yo, this is just, why are they treating me like this? They embraced me and, people were nice to me. The teacher, everyone was nice to me. The only people that really gave me a hard time initially was my teammate because they, there's this girl coming from outside and I'm just learning the game and they used to make fun of Jamaica. This first Jamaican they ran into, and it's like, well, y'all swing on trees. And I said, we have a lot of cards, so it wasn't so. But it kind of motivated me to be better than them because they've been playing for years and I'm just learning. I didn't like, that feeling. And it wasn't all of them. Most of my teams were nice. Just one and two girls just thought it was funny. So I just started really training really hard because I know I had to catch up. That was the only thing. But everybody else treated me really nice. They were really nice to me there.
Well, that's good to hear. You make me feel like I want to move over there now.
No, you wouldn't want to in Seminole, Oklahoma. There's nothing there for you, but you would like to visit. They're nice.
Well, I don't think there's a chance of me playing basketball either. So, as you say, stay where I'm at.
That's why I can't stop touch her now. I fall in love with the touch her now. Oh no, Father Knockins boss. Watch her now. You're not in tune to Sean Kane and the Stargazing show.
Rock the world now. Rock the world now. Roll. Come at Stargaze teach you how to up. Sean, tell them. No weakness. No weakness. No weakness. Yo, Sean Kane. You don't know energy. Up and personal close. Get there.
Stargazing with Sean Kane brings you up close and personal with your favorite stars of reggae and dancehall music and people that have impacted society in a very significant way. We invite you to subscribe to the Stargazing with Sean Kane YouTube channel, like and share our videos, and leave a comment as we bring you fresh content every week. The Stargazing with Sean Kane show will inspire, educate, and bring out the best in you. Stargazing with Sean Kane, up close and personal.
Yes, give thanks, people. You don't know, so this is the wordical poet himself, the lyrical poet, Yaman Wise Words, and you're tuned into Gazing with the Stars, Stargazing. Find out more about your local reggae artists. Artists, find out what makes them tick, find out how they was able to write these kind of hit songs. Stargazing, Gazing with the Stars with Sean Kane, straight from London, England. You get me, mate? Oh bloody hell, did you get that? Gazing with the Stars, Wise Words.
Alright, come down now. Hey Sean Kane, when no say nice finger licking, yeah? Know about the fries and the dipping. Stargazing, know about the fall picking. But a where boy put in a chicken. Hey? A where boy put in a chicken. Sean Kane, where boy put in a chicken. Hey? Anywhere we see him, I go trick him and find out where him put in a chicken. Yeah, tall boy, it's a school, you Sabito. I represent for Sean Kane, Stargazing. Where boy put in a chicken. Come down.
2 by 10 man, move real fast, yeah? This is the boy Master Record, the girls them checker. You're watching the Stargazing show with Sean Kane. Up and personal. 2 by 10 man, move real fast.
But then the WNBA came now. How did that come about?
The first year in Oklahoma, my first year, I got All-American. The second year, I was first team All-American, Kodak All-American, one of the nominee for Player of the Year. Like I said, I left that school within 2 years. I got MVP a bunch of times. I was on the Hall of Fame. Later on in 95, they put me on the Hall of Fame. That's how well I did there in basketball within 2 years of just learning the game. I was Jamaican. I was to take over something we just want done, right? So, and then I went on to University of Iowa. And from there, I had 2 back-to-back ACS. So that was hard. The WNBA was starting. I already played because of the back-to-back ACL, and I had to go to a tryout with over 300 girls, and that's where to New York. and they only pick up 2 of us. And I was lucky to be one of those 2. So that's where I started in the W with the New York Liberty.
Right, right. And how did that feel? That big journey, you're playing on the big stage. The whole world is watching you week in, week out. How did you cope with that?
Actually, the first year in the WNBA with the New York Liberty, I was like a substitute player. And that to me was fine because, again, they all these stars. Remember, I had 2 back-to-back ACLs. I didn't play a lot in college because of my ACLs. And when I did, I was good at what I did, but, I wasn't one of those stars coming out, like the other girls. So I was with Rebecca Lobo, with the Kim Hampton, with, all these big names, these girls who have been playing in Italy and different places all over the world, the ones coming out of Connecticut who were all, all these big names coming out. So I was just happy to just be a part of the team then. And all of a sudden I'm in Madison Square Garden training. That to me, that's the big stage for me.
And you didn't panic or anything. You felt that you were ready for it and let's do this. Did you feel like that? Or you thought that?
Panic, no.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
No panic, no. I was just excited. Listen, I'm just excited. You're trained, you're trained to do these things. You work hard and, to get to this place. When you get there, you got to be excited. So I wasn't scared or anything. I was just excited. For me, even in big games, from the time I was even in Oklahoma, most of my highest points were from the big games. So I love these things. I get excited for these things. I never get scared.
And then you became a champion twice.
I've been champion in other places. And I went to Seattle and I become a WNBA champion in 2004. That was extraordinary. I'm just telling you, I'm a champion for Jamaica as a coach and as a player. So, I just love championship.
I can see that because I see you like being around champions as well. Because I think just last night or sometime this week, you were in the midst of lots of champions like Raheem Sterling and other reggae boys and everything. Tell me a little bit about that. What was the occasion?
Oh, it was, I think the Minister of Sports, Babsy Grange, put on an event, and I think it's to honor Raheem Sterling. It was about him on that event, and the Reggae Boys were there. And I met the coach, Paul Hall. He's such a great guy. We spoke about his journey, and it's so awesome. So I met him, and I met Raheem, and what it seems to be about, them just thanking him for the work he does and what he's doing, and just showing him some love.
That's really good. And he's not the only one who's doing a lot of things for the area that he's from. Because right now, I think your backdrop there, you are in your classroom because you've set up a study program for the less fortunate kids in your area of Goldsmith Villa. Tell us a little bit about how that,
yes,
what prompted that?
Again, like I grew up in poverty, and as a child, I tell people, and this is a story I always tell, I say, many times, but this is the truth. I used to sit and cry and pray to God and said, if you get me out of poverty, I'll come back and help the kids. Because that's how I hear my mom praying when I was in my room. You hear her crying and praying. So I thought that's how you talk to God. Maybe when you cry, God will listen, So I just, so I was by the girl, I was in there, and I was just remember crying and say, God, if you get me out of poverty. And so when the scholarship happened, when somebody just come out of nowhere, and I'm not playing basketball, I have no idea about basketball, and said, I'm going to give you a scholarship if you train for the game within a year. I think that was nothing but God. That's in my head, right, as a child. So I'm just saying, this must be the way out. So this is it. So once I got into the position where I start playing pro, I start giving back. I start helping kids with school, with their bus, with anything I could, families. And I continued by putting up my learning center. This is a learning center where the kids come in and they get help with their schoolwork, or, we just have fun, do spelling competition. They have access to the internet, and they just come over and I feed them, and, other things I do, like providing lunch money for the ones who don't, provide shoes. I do everything I can.
So how much do they pay for that kind of service? To use the center, use the internet and all of that?
I don't charge anyone for this. This is my center. The kids, they come in here for free. They don't have to pay anything. I just beg. I beg. I actually go out there and beg my friends or put it out there and say, listen, I'm trying to do this for the kids. I need a computer or I need a tablet. I do fundraising. I just go out there and beg for them. So I don't want them. They don't have anything. And I'm not going to take anything from them. I take from myself to give to them anyway, most of the time. I don't. Most time I don't buy, any, you see me, I do not have any fancy car. I do not have much because I rather give it to a child. It just doesn't define me, but what I do for a child and how they feel about what I do for them, it's important to me, and these kids, they come in and they don't even want to leave at night, Sean. I mean, sometimes after it's 8 o'clock, I say, go home. Miss, you can't put up some bed. You can't put up some, no, go home. So they love it here. And it's Sean, it goes, right? They're kids sometimes, you don't know what's going on in the home.
Well, everybody's got their own little bit of adversity, isn't it? Their own little bit of challenge that life has thrown them. Because as you say, you grew up in poverty and you found a way out of it and you're helping others now. And that wasn't the only challenge you had growing up in poverty. You had one of probably the biggest health scares of your life. You were diagnosed with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit about that journey. It must have been a scary moment, wouldn't you say? When you heard,
yeah, this is the hardest battle of my life. I have an aggressive state of ovarian cancer, which I'm fighting. But I keep telling everyone, I have cancer. Cancer does not have me, right? So I'm living. I'm not existing. I am living. So I'm doing all the things I want to do anyway. There was a point in my life I couldn't. When I was doing chemo, I couldn't even take 3 steps without I have to sit down. So now I'm here in Jamaica. I'm doing my herbal thing. I'm drinking my tea. I'm just living. I'm enjoying life while I'm fighting. I'm still fighting this cancer, but I am also doing all the things I'm passionate about. I'm giving my time to these kids. I'm over the youth national basketball league. So I'm doing everything for the under 15 up to under 17 national youth basketball team to get them ready to compete for Jamaica. So I'm doing my thing. I'm still doing my thing, but it is a tough battle. I mean, anybody with cancer or no with cancer, many people have died from cancer. And like I said, I have a rare and aggressive cancer. So, it's a daily battle in itself, knowing that, you have it and you have to make sure that, and pray that it hasn't gone all over your body. And so I'm just, right now, I'm just living. That's all I can tell you. I am living and enjoying life while I'm fighting. And at least I know that, I'm giving it a fight. I'm not going to just say that, I'd be down and saying that, I have cancer or cry about it. I barely ever talk about it unless it's awareness or whatever. I don't focus on it, but I'm focusing on my health and my mentally and physically in itself. So I'm doing everything I can, to beat it.
So how are you feeling in yourself now? Feeling strong, feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm much stronger than I was when I was on chemo. Because chemo, come after your cells in a week. So I'm much stronger now. Let me tell you something, Sean. I just get up and eat my stuff up, drink my herbal teas, all this. I'm doing all this fighting herb, the natural stuff, and it's building me up. And just the fact that I have the Jamaican sunshine on me, and I'm just surrounded with love from these kids. I mean, and I'm laughing all the time. I'm fighting it my way, and that's the best way to fight it, as far as I'm concerned.
So when it's time for like another round of chemo, do you think seriously about it?
Oh, there's no other round, John. There's no other round. I did chemo in the first place because when I just got diagnosed, the doctor said, you have stage 3, you have an aggressive stage, aggressive cancer here. This is the way to go. I talked to the #1 ovarian cancer specialist in the U.S. and he said, listen, that's the way to go. And that's why I did it. I did it. And, it wasn't as effective because they do really have a special treatment for my kind of cancer. It's rare. And they're not out there making anything really for it because they won't make money because only a few people have it. So what's happening is that I have to find my way. And so that's what I did. You know, I did my research and I'm finding my way. And like I said, I'm feeling more stronger. I'm not going back to that. I'm not going back to that. I'm doing it my way. I mean, I have people that are close to me that died from ovarian cancer while I'm fighting it. While I'm in my lowest stage of it in terms of chemo and fighting it, I have people that are dear to me, family and people that are dear that died from the same thing that I'm fighting, right? I don't think anything tougher than that, right? And, you know, I take it, you know how I turned that around? I said, dear Dad, I have to be the one to survive for them. I have to beat this forward. I turn everything into positive. I find a way to turn the negative into something positive. It hurts that they're dead, but they're gone. And I said, I have to be the one that beat this thing and create a way and then share with others who are fighting it to how you can beat this. When there's nothing else, or when the doctor said, listen, we don't have anything, then nothing else come out. I'm looking at them like, okay, that's just yours. When you look at the percentage, some people say, oh, only a certain amount, small percentage survive this. That's their percentage, not mine. You understand? So I know there are things out there. You're going to run into. People are going to remind you to, oh, do you know that thing is aggressive? It can spread. Oh well, it can. But in the meantime, right now, I'm alive. I'm thankful. Every day I open my eyes. That's the biggest blessing. I'm alive. And while I'm alive, Sean, I'm going to stay living, which means I'm going to do everything I enjoy and until death comes.
I like the way you look at it, Simone. And, you know, this doesn't mean anything like in terms of say, well, it's going to be tomorrow, it's going to be this or that. Because in the midst of life we are in, as you say, somebody could be walking on the road, healthy, strong, everything. Doctors have said nothing about you. You can run over.
Yes.
You touch the switch here, electrical shock, you're finished.
Yes. I've seen it. So many young people die in car accidents. Never know when. So why worry about it? Something I can't control. I'm not going to kill myself. So why worry about it? I'm just do what I want to do. We're going to just stop our life and wait on death. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Worry about something we have no control of. It's like when we talk fear and worry. Why worry? Sometimes before people go to doctor and get checked, they start worrying. So you're already feeding your mind that you have the thing. Stop. You know, wait until you get there. And then you said, okay, what's next? That's what I did when they told me I had cancer. The first time the doctor told me you have ovarian cancer, stage 3, an aggressive cancer, the first thing I looked at him and I said, what's next? And the next thing we were busting jokes about something. Other people would sit down and cry. I never cried. I just asked him what next? And he told me, and I said, okay. And I went home and said, okay, let me see what I need to do. Okay, I look it up, I read it up, I'm trying to say, okay, because it's just another obstacle I have to get over. If you read my book, it's Unstoppable, it's talk about, it's just another obstacle in life. There's so many survivors of cancer. Why am I not going to become one of them? I don't care what kind it is. I see myself as a survivor, okay? Because again, Sean, we're going to die at some point in our life. But it's how we die. So it's how we live. Why, before we die, what did you do before you died? That's important. So what are you going to do? You're going to sit and complain about every darn thing we know life is tough. It's hard for me too. I'm fighting. It's expensive. You know, all of these things, it's not easy. It is not easy. But I'm not going to walk with that burden. I already have cancer. Why should I put other things on me? I'm not going to do it, Sean. I'm going to enjoy my life.
I love that, Simone. And you know what? It was just yesterday. I was having a conversation with some young people, and I was saying to them that just be brave and go after what you want and stop worrying about what might not happen and everything. Because I was saying to them that it's like being on a plane. You're flying somewhere and a little bit of turbulence, you feel that, and you start, oh God, the plane's going to go down, I'm going to die. And everything you're going to think, oh, the plane is going to crash. And then you land safely and everything. Look how much of that lovely flight you messed up. You could have sat there, just enjoy the ride, just sit there and just allow yourself to be flown. Just glide through the air, enjoy the flight. And it's what you're saying, Simone. Wow, you're so gracious. You're so powerful. You're so strong. You're so brave.
You first got to do self-love. You got to love yourself so much that you want the best. Your ambition is going to be like this because you want the best for you. Each time you step out, you're going to say, like I said, you enjoy it. You breathe it in like, oh my God, this feels so good. You know, you just breathe it in. I mean, you just got to say, I deserve this. I want this. I deserve happiness. And take yourself out of some situation that you don't deserve to be in because you value and give happiness more to the other person than yourself. And now you're miserable and you're angry and you take out on others and all of this. And so, but when you have self-love and you're happy, you don't know you're causing mischief for other than putting down people and using people and hurting others because you're so full of love. And that's where I'm at in my life.
I think another book is in order, Simone, because you've been taken deeper, further into wherever you've been taken, and you've seen more. So you've got more to share with humanity. So I think another book is in order. What do you think? Do you agree with me?
I agree. I'm working on it. I'm working on it because this one is, the first one is a child growing up and breaking barriers. This one is a bigger battle. And I want to bring awareness to, ovarian cancer and also. And so I'm making, this one is even more powerful, Sean. It's going to be even more powerful than Unstoppable.
I'm feeling this. I don't know what you're going to call this because Unstoppable is unstoppable. What is this one going to be? You've got, you set the bar too high. When you started out, Simone, with the first book, you set the bar too high. Unstoppable. Now, what are you going to use to supersede that? What title?
Listen, the bar is never, every time I set a bar, so you know how it goes. So it's going to be bigger. So I'm unstoppable, Sean.
Simone, thank you so much for talking with us. It was such a really, really great journey. I enjoyed every moment of it. You got me laughing. I mean, I teared up a little bit, but I tried to squeeze it and hold it back. I can't let you see me cry. So I kind of held it back. But your energy is really strong, and we just want you to keep on sharing all that you've got with humanity. Just keep on sharing because we're learning so much. You're giving so many people hope in so many ways. Because even when we talk about your resilience and you look at the brighter side of life, look at the positive side of life, that is just lifting me up because we all have our little bit that we're carrying along. And you're releasing, right now you're releasing so many people. They're realizing that it's okay, you're validating them. It's all right, I can carry on. I can do this, I can do that. Nothing can stop me, I might not be packing category 4 wins, but I can still carry on.
Yes. I that's all I want from people, to just live. That's all the message I want to send out there, Sean, to you and everyone else. Just life. You have this precious gift called life. So many people we have love. We love that die and struggle. We have life still, and while you have life, just live. And I'm just saying, don't just exist. Live. Just live.
That was an interview there with Jamaican sporting great Simone Edwards, who unfortunately passed away after a prolonged fight with ovarian cancer. And as you heard in the interview, she was so positive about it, despite having one of the most unique and aggressive forms of cancer. But despite all that, she was still helping children in her community to her very last days. She was helping the Jamaican youth basketball program, and she was trying her best to just make a difference. And it just goes to show that living is extremely important. So we certainly lost a great in Simone Edwards, and condolences to all of her family and friends. She truly will be missed. No one here in Jamaica or even the Caribbean has gone on to do what she did in women's basketball. She's certainly a pioneer, and hopefully this generation and the next will look to her achievements and think that I can do it too, because this is a woman who got a scholarship and didn't play basketball before. She literally learned the game while up there and turned out to be a WNBA champion, which hundreds of women have tried to do but have never gotten there. and to have a Jamaican woman do that is truly, truly great. Also, apologies for those on YouTube and Facebook. For a little part during that interview was not edited out, and I apologized for everybody. Apologize to everybody for that one. Okay, so we go into a break, and we'll be back with more sports talk.
The February 5 off 50 sales event at Home and Things is here. Take $5 off every $50 you spend. Save big on the brands you know and trust. From beautiful Spanish and Brazilian tiles to exquisite bathroom fixtures and faucets from Corona, Moen, and other top brands. Check out stylish doors, windows, paints, and home decor that inspire beauty and elegance. It's the February 5 off 50 sales event happening now. Old Hope Road and Constant Spring Road.
Hello, everyone. It is that time again when the Bethel Apostolic Church presents Alal 2023, Saturday, February 25th on the church grounds, Runaway Bay, St. Anne. Starting time 7 p.m. sharp, featuring Sister Rhoda Isabella, the Unity Singers, Sister Alcia Rose, Bethel Masquire, Family Priest Temple Choir, and many more. Tickets 2,000 pre-sold, 2,005 at the gate. RMC Sister Marsha Dixon Brown. Be there!
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley.
I'm Jakal. I'm Victor.
I'm Chantel.
And we are
The Pulse Podcast.
You can find us every Saturday at 7 p.m. on Love 101 FM JA's YouTube channel.
Yes, 7 to 8 p.m. And ensure you follow us on social media, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at The Pulse Podcast JA.
The Pulse Podcast, your weekly source of authentic, Jamaican, faith-based, creative content and edutainment.
About culture, creative expressions, and games. This is the Pulse Podcast.
Wayne, you know Flo Yardan Road now faster than ever?
Yeah, my virgin just get it.
Him love it, though.
Especially the 200 megabit speed and getting a Samsung tablet or phone for $999 plus GCT. You know you got the phone?
So, you coming home now?
Right after I pass the board.
There's never been a better time to get the invaluable value of Flow Garden Road. Sign up and get fiber fast internet at home, unlimited social, YouTube, talk and text with just $4,999 plus GCT. And save big on a Samsung phone or tablet. Conditions apply.
Every child needs a family. Become a foster parent and help to give a child this precious gift. For more information, call the Child Protection and Family Services Agency at 876-948-284122. Visit childprotection.gov.jm or any of our offices island-wide. Every child desires to be loved and protected. You can make this a reality. Open your heart. Open your home. Foster a child today.
Kingdom Culture presents The Well Encounter with Maverick City's Chandler Moore and Naomi Rain, Kevin Downswell, Carlene Davis, Rondell Positive, Rhoda Isabella. Tickets at sparopen.com/TWE22. Supermed Pharmacies, Sangster's Bookstore, 876-676-5953. Sponsored by Clear Sound, Caledonia Outdoor Advertising, Purity Chase Fund, Cleaner Communications Group, Race, KFC. Part proceeds to Food for the Poor. The Well Encounter, Saturday, March 18th, Sabina Park, 6:30 p.m.
Welcome back to Sports Talk right here on Love 101. We have around 6 minutes before we have to call it a day here on the show. Let me just read some of the comments on YouTube and Facebook. Melissa Gordon saying, may her soul rest in peace in regards to Simone Edwards. Ariel B also saying the same, as well as saying, happy to have seen this interview today. Very encouraging. Paulette Stevenson says, this is encouraging coming from a strong woman. Marva Lindo also sending condolences to her family and friends. Lex Brown says, rest in peace, Simone, your legacy will live on. And Barbara Gray says she really, let me just read that one properly. I think she's saying that she has, a lot of power and can't allow ailments to keep her down. So I'm so glad that we got to to air that interview. You can watch the full interview on Sean Kane's YouTube page. So thank you to Sean Kane for that. All right, so just around, as I mentioned, a few more minutes to go. Remember, Gibson Cook Relays is on the way at the National Stadium. If you want to go, you can do so. The tickets are being sold at the gate, so don't worry about it. If you want to watch the top schools compete and prepare for champs, you can go. KCJC, Edwin Allen, all the schools that will be competing, so you won't miss anything at all. And you'll also see the likes of Johan Blake of Blake Seville, Kemba Nelson, all these super athletes who will be competing. And Usain Bolt is the patron, so more than likely he will be there. So if you want to go see Bolt in person, go to the Gibson McCook Relays, or if you want to watch it from home, you certainly can. Just scroll through and you will be able to find it. Also, Sunday and Monday, go out and watch the Jamaica Premier League. Several matches will be on. Montego Bay United will play Mullines United. That's for the people in the West, so go out there. Tivoli Gardens will play Mount Pleasant at the Edward Seaga Sports Complex. That's on Sunday at 3. Also at 3, Vere United will play Portmore United at Jamaica College. Falkland at 3:15 will play Humble Lion, also in Mobay at Westport Park. And Cavalier and Chapelton will play at 5:30, also at JC. Then the Monday night doubleheader at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. At 5, Harborview will play Dun Beholden, and at 7:30, a mouth-watering clash, with many-time champions Arnett Gardens and Waterhouse going head-to-head. So a lot of sports that you are able to watch this weekend. And also to update you on the English Premier League, Arsenal remaining top of the table after beating Leicester City 1-0 earlier this morning. They are now on 57 points. Manchester City are currently leading Bournemouth 4-0, so that gap is going to remain at 2 points. Other results: Aston Villa beat Everton 2-0, Leeds beat Southampton 1-0, and West Ham beating Nottingham Forest 4-0. On Sunday, Tottenham will play Chelsea at 8:30, but the first domestic title up for grabs is Manchester United versus Newcastle United in the Carabao Cup, which is the English League Cup. Manchester United hoping to end their trophy drought. Their last trophy win, I believe, was back in 2017. So they're hoping to break that drought. But if you think they have a drought, Newcastle haven't won a title, I believe, since the 1950s. So that is going to be an interesting clash. That happens at 11:30 a.m. on Sunday. So we will see who will be the first domestic title winner in England. Just a few more comments coming in. I believe Lex Brown is the final comment, saying Simone was a very positive young woman. Love you in life and still loved. So once again, great to have heard Simone's story, an inspiring story, and I believe that was a great way to close out the month of February. That's right, February is over, and March we're going to continue in high gear with more sports talk right here on the family station Love 101. Thank you to everyone who tuned in the different platforms. Truly appreciated your company, and reminding you that sports talk happens every Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. Please enjoy your weekend, stay safe, and as always, watch some sports.